Just waiting for us to get started up here. Okay. Hey everyone. So welcome to another Rokoko Office Hours. I'm Sam Lazarus, Creative Director for Rokoko. I'm in a new space, so I'm in the East Coast for a month, so we got a new location for right now, and because of that, this office hours, I thought we would play around with doing some stuff that I haven't really done that much using Rokoko Mocap, which is like stunts and jumping around and falling down on the ground and things like that. Hey Duxie, how you doing? So today, I think we're gonna kind of focus on that. I don't know if I'll take some requests for free mocap, which is what we usually do, and we make it available for download later, which you can download all the mocap that we've done so far in these office hours in the link that's in the description below. But I also I might just do my own thing a little bit and play around and see what we can do, because this really isn't something that I've done before. Because Rokoko motion capture works via foot contact with the ground, stunts are typically a little bit trickier to do, but totally possible to do. But it's just going to be an interesting little learning. So we're going to be using Rokoko Studio Legacy. And, I think we'll kind of just jump right into it. Duxie, let me know if there's any bizarre audio stuff. But, yeah, let's do it. Let's make some explosions. I got my mats over here. Hopefully my audio is okay. I think it should be, but it might sound a little bit bizarre. Okay, so let's jump right into it. Let's get into it. So I got my Rokoko Studio. We're going to be using Legacy, even though this would be super interesting to play with in beta, doing stunts and things, especially with the new elevation tracking. But because offline mode isn't ready yet for beta, and I kind of have more limited bandwidth in this environment, we're gonna just use Legacy and see what we can do, and we'll see what results we get. It might be that I need to just do a little bit more network tweaking, and we might not get very good results. In which case, we'll just do something else and play around with Mocap and I don't know, Blender or something, or do something else that somebody might want to see. So let's do it. Let's get into it. I've plugged in my suit, but I might just need to redo it. So we plug in the old battery here, and we should pop right up in Rokoko Studio Legacy, which is this software behind me here. Shrink myself down a little bit. But we'll just wait for the mocap suit to get connected. Hopefully we won't have any problems. I might need to restart beta. So let me do that. Or not beta, Legacy. What am I saying? Legacy. Restart it. I got my obligatory Mid-Journey AI generated background here. Okay, let's plug in. Hey, Phil Mindy. Nice. Nice to see you. Thanks for joining. We're going to be doing some explosions today. Yeah. Oh, I got to plug in my battery. Yeah, and I'm assuming that there's no audio problems because I haven't heard anyone say that there are audio problems. So hopefully there aren't. Okay, let's go. And maybe I'll need to plug in and reset my suit or something. But it should, I got green lights. So there we go, No, I don't want my Wi-Fi my suit to be set to Copenhagen. Okay, so let's drag on. And this looks great, even though we're streaming, so looks awesome. I think we'll be able to get some good stuff. I'm going to make myself pretty big. I'll try not to. Okay, there we go. I'll do that, let's say. And okay, let's do it. Let's get started. I'm going to move this chair over here. Out of the way. And we will do Duxie, backflips. I don't know about backflips. That's pretty tough. So do my calibration pose. And again, we're in Legacy just because I have kind of a sketchier network situation, and beta doesn't have offline mode yet, although it is coming. I know we want to. Yeah, I don't know if I can say that it'll be soon, but it's definitely on the list. Okay, so explosions. Hey, okay, we got some questions. Ollie Mill, does this outfit Does this outfit need your software to be used? I live in Brazil. I don't understand what it takes to have one. It does. Hey, hair parent, how you doing? Yeah, so this is our Rokoko studio. You know, this is our motion capture software, and you need to use our software with the suit, right? And a lot of the work actually in Rokoko motion capture is being done on the software side. Rokoko motion capture works via calculating foot contact with the ground. So the computer, the software needs to know that I have foot contact on the ground, and then it will give us good mocap. And a lot of what Rokoko mocap ends up being about is making sure that you have these really clean keyframes, foot contact keyframes in the software. And you can clean it up pretty easily. Yeah, it's pretty pricey, but it's a lot less pricey than a lot of other mocap. And we do have contests all the time. Yep, gonna do some double backflips. But yeah, Ollie, you know, we do contests, and we work with Clint, the Punisher, a lot, and so you can submit to a render challenge, and you know you can try to get a discount or something that way. If you follow our Instagram, sometimes we offer discounts or coupons and stuff, and we also have some exciting non-hardware related stuff coming down the pike that you'll be able to play with soon. So you can see I'm getting pretty good results, but also it's glitching a little bit, which I think is definitely network related. Yeah, looks pretty funky. So I'm gonna do another calibration. And let's try and do a little recording and see what we can get. Looks pretty good off the bat, in theory. And I'll show you what I mean by this foot contact on the ground. So you can visualize foot contact in the ground by hitting this little circular button, and then you can see these keyframes down at the bottom delineate you know, when our feet are in contact with the ground. So if any of this is off, this is actually like a perfect recording. So that's great. But if we were to, say, extend this, and this is the left foot, and by extending this, I'm saying for this entire time that this bar is here, my left foot is on the ground, which is not the case, right? I was jumping around and stuff. But oftentimes the software will not get the correct keyframes right off the bat, and you just need to go in and kind of change them. See right there, that's my foot supposed to come off the ground, but it doesn't. So I would do that normally, and that's kind of the cleanup process. Oh, I am gonna do a trust fall. I mean, that's what we're doing. You know, I'm about to get shot, I'm about to get exploded, I'm about to dive for cover. Yeah, I mean, put some ideas for like stuntish. I'm actually, despite my 12-year-old face, I'm 35, and this hurts more than I thought it would. Waking up from a KO, but how about getting KO'd? I can wake up from a KO, that's pretty easy. That's simple, and I can do that in my office. Getting hit and getting KO'd, I usually don't have mats. I mean, this is just the cushions from a couch, but that's what that's what I want to play with. So, okay, let's do it. I'm just gonna do my first one, and I think, yeah, maybe I will just do like a trust fall, kind of like a, like off the, you know, not an Akira, a Ghost in the Shell-esque trust fall. So let's try it. Do my calibration pose. Boom. Let's Ghost in the Shell this thing. Okay, so that's clearly not right. I think it's just gonna come in and out a little bit. There's a better way to set up this networking, I'm sure. I just need more time in this space. Oh yeah. So yeah, as soon as my feet leave the ground, right, we're gonna get some interesting results. And the key is kind of to, oh wow, look at this. So this is really jacked up. Okay, so I'm gonna delete all these. And do another cal. Yes, you can tweak the animations. You know, mocap editing is just a big part of all mocap. And so you can do a lot of stuff in the software that relate to foot contact mostly, but then there's always kind of an editing process usually. I mean, unless you're, I mean, I don't know, sometimes the footage is perfect, but also just because our bodies are so different usually than the characters, the digital characters that we're retargeting this motion capture onto, you're just gonna have things like clipping. I mean, you know, with inertial motion capture, you have things like this, where it's not an absolute position of your hand, so you might get intersection and things like that. Oh, wow, it is. It's interesting in here. Okay, well, let's try and do this again, and we'll see what we can do. Yeah, so pretty brutal. And I don't think this is going to be something that I can fix right off the bat. So maybe I'll just make some normal mocap. Maybe I'll change where these things are. Maybe that's having an impact. And also it might be that I have this Bluetooth keyboard set up, which sometimes can interrupt stuff. So I'm going to try turning off this keyboard. Let's try this. The glitch is just networking because I'm in a new space. And normally what you do with, you know, with Rokoko is you'll have your computer set up with Ethernet, and then you'll use a dedicated router for the Wi-Fi. So the Wi-Fi bandwidth, you're using the entire Wi-Fi network's bandwidth. And because I don't have Ethernet in a place that I can access it in this garage, I have to just go off the same Wi-Fi network that is uploading this content into YouTube, right? So there's limited bandwidth in terms of what I'm doing. Okay, hey, let's go. I could also just try repowering my suit. Maybe I'll try doing that. You can totally set up for Motion Builder. That was initially what, you know, we did a lot of work in Motion Builder because it used to be used a lot more, and still used, but it's used less, I think, especially by our demographic, which is mostly in Blender, Cinema 4D, Unreal, you know. But yeah, we have a whole Motion Builder plugin, I think, and I just haven't used it in a little while. But yeah, it totally works with Motion Builder, which is the mocap dedicated, obviously, software. Yeah, Maya. Yeah, most people, and then Maya. I mean, I use Maya for everything. So we got green lights. We're just waiting for this suit to kick in, see what happens here. And we might just end up using mocap that we've already made, and maybe we'll just make a fun scene or something with Batman or something like that. Okay, let me try this one more time. Sorry for the delay, everyone. We should get going here in a moment. I might need to restart Studio again. No? Okay, here we go. Okay, so let's try this again. Oh, God. Yeah, glitchy, glitchy, glitchy. Well, let's try and record while it looks good. Okay, so you know what? I think it's proximity to the computer. So let's rearrange these mats. A little bit. Okay. Well, let's just try our truss falls right here. It's not quite the same behind the scenes shot that I wanted, but it's okay. Okay, here we go. Okay, Ghost in the Shell, truss fall. Oh, it's so painful. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Yeah, and so that's expected for my body to kind of fly off after the fall, because as soon as yeah, so that looks pretty cool. So why am I interesting? So it glitched right in the middle of my fall. So let's do it again. Let's keep it going. See if we can get something that's usable. Actually, I want to try just like a knockout. Maybe I'll just try a knockout. Oh, and then it gets crazy glitchy. Interesting. So interesting. And again, this is so that I've never really done this. No, this is actually a really good space. It's definitely that I have bad networking. Because there's very little magnetic interference. It's so interesting. Okay, so maybe if we throw on a foot IK filter, and what the foot IK filter, we have all these filters to help clean up your mocap. What the foot IK filter does is when your feet are on the ground, as delineated by these bars, it means that your feet aren't going to move. So in theory, yeah. Although that's so interesting, look at that. And so there's actually no, my foot doesn't come off the ground here. So if I select this keyframe, oh right, I hit 1, it will extend the thing. There is a calibration, but there's no capture zone. Yeah, so that's like usable, right? That's great. So let's try the trust fall again. Although, God, it hurts. I'm so old. We're all young. Oh, but my back. Do some mocap of me recovering. Okay. So look up, Ghost in the Shell. Ow. Yeah, and I'm definitely biffing it a little bit because these mats, you know, it's like pretty hard floor. But these mats, I'm catching myself a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do Ghost in the Shell all the way. And then it just glitches out. It's so interesting. It's oh, it's also, you know, I'm using a wireless mic, although usually that doesn't give me any problems. But that one's kind of garbage, so we'll delete that. I want to try an explosion. Hey, Alberto, yes, garage session. I'm on the East Coast of the US for a few weeks. Okay, and and I have some iffy networking. No, you can't use it on a quadruped, although it's something that I think we've thought about before and we would love to do. It's just, oh my God. Can you imagine getting a dog into a mocap suit? It would not be it wouldn't be good, I don't think. I want to remove my mic for a second, see if that helps. No, it's definitely distance-based. It's so interesting. Okay, well, let's try an explosion, see what we can get. And maybe we'll do this next week with better networking. You know, it's a Wi-Fi driven suit, so it's super important that your networking is on point because that's how you get good quality. And maybe we'll just record stuff like right next to the computer. Let me put this back on. God, look at this. This is a bit of a mess. But it's good. This is what I like about these live streams personally, is that I like for things to go wrong so I can see how the person tries to sort through it. Okay, come on. Hey, let's go. Explosion. So fascinating. It's definitely just not liking my distance. How did I? Oh, it's dope though. It totally works. And then I'm falling through the ground here because it's saying, well, I think it's the glitching, but man, that looks good. I'm like, yeah, I like that. Yeah, no collisions. Yeah, it was easy. It's definitely, I'm getting further away from the computer and it's glitching. There's just something about bizarre networking in this zone. You can go really far normally. And you can watch our other office hours. I mean, really, actually, no, really, you can't go really far. But you can go far. You know, if I was not live streaming right now, like right before this, I was testing this all out with the knowledge that I was about to live stream and like that it would probably change. But I was running all around this garage and it's fine. You know, this whole space would be fine, which is fine. Endorphin. Oh, cool. You have a license? Don't answer that question. Oh God. Then my camera shut off. That's fun. This is just a barrel of, you know, I'm in a new space, so we're kind of figuring some things out here. Turn this guy back on. Okay, what do we do next? Let's, I mean, we could just do some like more normal animations, but let's try and get at least, oh God, yeah. It's so interesting. It's just something about, I just need to get it sorted out a little bit better. But I thought maybe I could do like a boxing scene where one guy or girl knocks the other person out and they go, you know, flying backwards. So let's try that, and then we'll just call it. And then maybe we'll just take a look at some of the mocap we've already recorded and make something fun with that. And we can go through where to find it and everything. Okay. Whew. Let's go. Let's go. Glitchy, glitchy, glitchy. I bet also, oh wow, look at this. Such interesting results. It's really not liking this. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to kind of figure out the networking, and then I'll come back next week and talk about maybe why it wasn't working very well and what you can do to improve it. Bizarre, bizarre, bizarre. So interesting. Endorphin. Samurai pose. We've actually done a lot of samurai mocap you can download for free. Okay, so like that's fine. So, okay, if he hits me this way, then I am going back that way. Oh, AVT. Oh, AVT Pro. You lucky, lucky, lucky. I'm so jealous. Endorphin is one of the most amazing softwares ever made. And then it was integrated into GTA 4, which is why it's a ragdoll simulation software essentially, and it's so good. It's what the artist MBG Core uses as well, and it's absolutely fantastic. And you can't get it anymore because it was bought by Take-Two or whatever, and integrated into GTA because it was that good. And that's why, you know, GTA 4 is always, you know, people say it has the best ragdoll physics. Well, it's driven by endorphin. It's built into the engine. Okay, let's do this knockout. You can see I'm getting like fantastic latency a lot of the time. And this is what it's, you know, normally like, right? This is like what it should be. Yeah. And then it's glitching out a little bit. Okay, well, let's try. It's hard. You know, maybe I'll go to like a stunt gym one day and do a stream from there because it would be super fun. So let's try and edit this a little bit. Delete. I guess my keyboard doesn't make any difference. I'll turn that back on. Yeah, so I want to like Brad Pitt in Snatch, you know, style, get knocked out, but it's really hard. That's the idea, is like an action movie, but I'm not very action movie-ish, and I can feel myself like tweaking my wrists and everything as I'm doing this. Oh God, it's probably not that good. Okay, let's do it. Get knocked out. Get knocked out. Oh God, I miss the mat. It's also good. We also get questions. Oh, shipping time is getting better, but it's still a bit of a mess. Okay, so that obviously didn't work. But shipping, I don't know what the current status of shipping is, but you could set up a one-on-one demo, which we do, which you can set up on our website, and you can set them up for free, and then they'll talk you through shipping and talk you through everything on your, you know, on your workflow, and make sure that it's the right workflow for you. So let me try that again. So fascinating. Do I have, oh, I have After Effects open still. Let me close that. Maybe that was doing some slowdown, although this is classic network. Bad network. That's not bad. I really wanted to do more jumping. The mats are looking great. I'm hurting myself, Rokoko. Good to see you. Shutter Authority in the chat. Amazing creator. If you haven't checked him out, please do. Power Rokoko user, especially on things like Velociraptors. Oh, and he does a lot of stunts and stuff too, Rokoko, don't you? And so, oh, you know, like Loacher, Shutter Authority, a lot of stunts from you guys. Okay, well, let's keep. It seems to be working a little bit better. These network issues are coming in and out. Hello? What else? I think maybe we'll just call it there, and we'll get into actually retargeting this and make a little scene. I've got two nice little robots that we could use, but I think I need to sort out some of these networking issues before we really do it. So problem solving for this latency, easy. Don't live stream on the same network that you're using for your Wi-Fi for your mocap. Normally when I'm live streaming, I have a desktop and I'm right next to my Ethernet output. So I plug my Ethernet into my computer. That handles the stream. So all the stream data is going through the Ethernet, and then I have a dedicated router, which is this, which is what I normally use. And that's handling all my mocap data. So my mocap data is on its own network. It's got the entire pipe of the bandwidth to use. And right now I'm using the same Wi-Fi for mocap data, which isn't a ton, but it takes up enough of the pipe that if you're, say, streaming online, video streaming, it's gonna impact the mocap quality. So again, I mean, right before I was streaming, it's not magnetic interference because this garage doesn't suffer from that. It's purely this networking environment that I've set up. The acting, yeah, that's what yeah. Sean Nelson, cool. Nice, thank you. I'm happy you're enjoying it. Oh God, look at this. It's like, and the thing is actually, this environment is actually fantastic. There's no magnetic interference, and for some reason, Wi-Fi is like really good in here normally, which this is like great. Really whippy. But then we're just getting these issues. I kind of want to try, okay, I want to try, let's see if we can, I want to try something else. Okay. I want to do like shooting and then like diving over something. And I think we'll just have to do it a couple times because again, it seems like we're getting like 10 to 15 seconds of really reliable mocap and then we get some glitchies. So I think it's just going to be, oh yeah, air. I would book a one-on-one on the website. I don't have the most accurate shipping information right now because it's just not my department. But you can book a one-on-one and they'll be able to tell you very accurately. And our shipping issues are becoming, we're fixing them. So it's great. Before the pandemic, the suit was out the door 2 days after you ordered. That's where we're trying to get back to, and hopefully we'll be back to that by the fall. I think we still have a back order that we're trying to get through, but we should get back to a place where, yeah. Shot in the leg. Okay, hold on. AVT Pro. Can you do a stunt where you get shot in the leg and then in the shoulder, and then one where you're like, please don't shoot, and then I get shot? That's pretty easy. Let's do that one. Let's try it. Okay, calibration pose. Boom. The other reason you have a dedicated router is no one else is on the Wi-Fi, but I'm sharing a router with other people who are working remote, which means maybe they just hopped into a Zoom meeting or maybe they're watching 4K YouTube videos, and all of that is eating away at the bandwidth that my mocap suit has to work with. Nice, I'm happy you're liking the presentation. I wish that this was working perfectly. Okay. Okay, so maybe our problems have been solved. Maybe that was like a passing radiation storm or something. Oh, because this is looking good now. Oh, okay, here we go. Please don't shoot. Oh, shot in the head, and then a very unrealistic physics. Uh-oh. Nice. Okay, let's do shot in the shoulder and then shot in the leg. Well, that's just like. Okay, apparently one way to fix mocap issues is you just wait this guy out. I mean, it literally could have been a radiation. Maybe we had a solar flare or something that happened. then I'll just pass out. This is Smartsuit Pro 2, except we are working in Rokoko Studio Legacy because beta doesn't have an offline mode. But we did just release elevation tracking in Legacy, which is awesome. Okay, this seems to be working great now, so let's do it while we got it, while it's working. Okay, I want to do. I'm shooting. Oh, this is okay. Let's do it. Oh, it's so fun. Okay. If I learned anything from action movies, you've got to be shooting while you're flying in the air, or else it just doesn't count. Yeah. Yes, Alberto, this is my first time really trying to do these stunts. So this right here, you can see, if we visualize my foot contact with the ground, right? The reason this doesn't look very good is because right here, well, actually, no, this does look good. Never mind. Because, okay, so we just need to trim this keyframe, I bet. Or maybe we could use, oh, no, okay. So maybe some foot lock. Maybe let's use some knee pop smoothing too. Whew. I feel like I'm 14, but in my head I'm 14, but in my body I'm 35, and it's harder than I thought. Yes, this is so. I must work out. God, oh. Hitting the nuts and fall to the knees. Well, that okay, yeah, actually that's easy. Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So for something like that, I would just take like one mat. And actually let's do both. Let's do the kick, and then let's do the hit. So interesting. I wonder why we were having those problems. Boop. So my foot doesn't come off the ground here. There's this gap here, right? This gap does not exist, so we don't need it. Get rid of it. There we go. Looks great. Okay, so now we need to do getting kicked. Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say earlier. Yeah, we often get questions about the durability of the smart suit, so you can totally do all this stuff in it. You know, you can jump around, and there we go. That looks pretty good. Oh. And then, yeah, you're going to have problems when your foot contact goes away, but that's to be expected. Oh, it'll be totally, the sessions always stay on the channel. Okay, what else? What else to do that's stuntish? I kind of want to try a somersault, but I haven't done one in a long ass time. So let's try it. Woo! Getting sweaty. Okay, man, I used to be good at these things. So let's see what we can do. Pretty good. Oh. Looks freaking great. Needs some cleanup, but really good. Wow. I'm impressing myself, I must say. Okay, I want to do explosions though. Like shooting a gun kind of like in the trenches, and then like a grenade drops in and I get exploded. It is the Smartsuit Pro 2, Rokoko Smartsuit Pro 2. Okay, let's do it. Let's get exploded. Ugh. Whew. Let's get exploded. He died. Hey, Kana. Oh, looks freaking great. I mean, I'm not selling the stunts because I'm not a stunt person. This is why it's so important to work with actors and stuff sometimes. But, you know, we can get it done. Okay, what else? What else? Should we try that trust fall again? I can't do it properly, so I don't think I will. Oh, let's just do... Oh, just feeling my joints. Oh. 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 Oh, my back. Oh. Oh. Okay. Whew. Moonwalk. So like a moonwalk, like a jumping on the moon, or like Michael Jackson? Because Michael Jackson is a great example of something that would be really bad for Rokoko motion capture, because again, Rokoko mocap works via foot. Yeah. So, I mean, you could try it. I could try it. I can do a little bit of a moonwalk. I don't have my socks on though, and this floor isn't good, so I can't do it in here. But even if I were, my guess would be, if I was working with an actor, a mocap actor, I would, and they were, you know, we were working with Rokoko, I would say, don't do a moonwalk, because sliding your feet along the ground is one of the things, see, Rokoko really doesn't like, because it's trying to tell when your foot is on the ground, and if your foot is on the ground the entire time as it moves across the floor, you can get some weird results. You can always turn on treadmill mode, one of these live filters, and then it doesn't matter. But you're not able to actually move around your space. It keeps you locked into position, which has many uses, but isn't typically what I recommend unless it's in specific circumstances. What else? What else should we do? You don't. There's a free version, and yep, and then you can. There's a sample project that comes in it. We're about to add a sample project to beta, but so you can kind of test all this out with your workflow, right? You can download Rokoko Studio from rokoko.com for free. There's a sample project. You can export the mocap. You can put it on your characters. You can see if the system would be good for you. Superhero one-hand throat throttle. I can't do my feet kicking because I can't hang, but I can definitely do kind of Ultron versus... crawling would be something that I would do in treadmill mode, right? You'd kind of fake it. Let's try crawling. Oh, golly, I'm going to get my suit all dirty. But let's try it. So that's kind of how we usually recommend trying to do crawling. And then you just have to keyframe it later. You know, which you could do. It's kind of messy, but that's kind of the best way to do it. Yeah, let's do superhero throat dangle. That's easy. So let's do like Homelander style. You know, they're laughing, and he finds it very funny until he doesn't. That's pretty good. You know, and then he takes off. And then what you could do, I don't know if there's financing. I think financing depends on where you are potentially, what country you're in, but we have started to explore that, I know. So this, you know, we just do a little editing. And like what you could do, this is like cool actually. You would like, you know, you could do it like this. And then when he did this move, you would like keyframe him way further, right? And then he grabs him by the throat. I'm just gonna do a little editing on the fly. Process changes. Okay. Let's go back to the front view. Okay, so now we're gonna do some danglies. And I'm not gonna do this in treadmill mode. You can always turn treadmill mode on in post. This might be better in treadmill mode, I don't know. But, okay, this is the deep making a joke. Isn't that funny? Whew. The timing isn't really good. And so with inertial mocap, you know, I could try this again, but this is touching parts of your body. Like there's always going to be some post editing in that sort of thing. Let's see what this looks like in treadmill. I don't know what I would do. Whew, hot. Skating, you know, you can, yeah, you might, I don't know, I've never tried it. Definitely going to be difficult. You know, you can do like this, right? Like you can fake it, you know, which is what I would do. You know, and then do some cleanup or something. But you probably could. And you could always do it in treadmill mode and then do a bunch of cleanup. I don't know. Skating would probably take a bunch of cleanup. Yeah, right. So yeah, go to the raffle and it does, Black Pill. You just need to be careful about your networking. Kana is an amazing VTuber who's put a lot of work into refining their setup, which I know is still difficult. But you can find out a lot of info from them on the Discord because if you want to reach out there maybe, or check out their channel would be even better. Check out their YouTube channel. Yeah. And Black Pill Nation, we have tutorials on our YouTube channel that show that in action. You know, with metahumans or be able to workshop in the environment. I mean, 3D can be so rigid. Yeah, it's you know, 3D is rigid and 3D is complicated, and that's just the way it still is. There is no easy solution to anything in 3D. It's very true for Rokoko. I think it's true for anything because, you know, it's true for, certainly true for like Vicon, you go super high-end mocap, but also true for Xens, you know, they get you as close as you can, and they might get you a little bit closer. But with Rokoko, you know, there's going to be calibrations you're going to need to do and stuff, and so there's no, we're definitely making it easier. Yeah, that's the goal. The goal is always to get you to 90 to 95% of the way there. That's the way that most mocap works. You know, with Marvel movies, there's so much cleanup that they have to do. They have whole teams of people. Yeah. Ah. Oh. My Taekwondo days. Ooh, should we try a Notabong? Let's try it. Let's do a little calibration pose. Oh, I'm going to pull something. I'll stretch. Oh, God. Oh. Let me stretch a little. Okay. Okay, let's try it. And this probably needs some editing. So this is my right foot leaves the ground right here. And it thinks that I'm landing right here, but I'm not landing. I'm in the air all the way to here. So I need to delete those keyframes. And then boom. Oh my God, look at my friggin' form. Yeah, it's been a long time. Oh God, that's so ugly. Let's try that again. I want to get a better one. New environment, new camera issues, new issues all over the place. That's the way the live streaming works, right? Let me straighten this guy out. Oh, there we go. Can you put a figure on percentage animation work cuts off? So that's a great question, right? And that's the question that's often asked. For me, and I bought a Rokoko suit as a customer. I was a customer. I bought a suit in 2018, I think, and because I was a freelancer and I was a generalist, and keyframe animation of characters, you know, I exhausted my Mixamo supply, and I wanted to create custom ones for the type of work that I was doing. I think I land right here. And so I got one. And so for me, it's completely a lifesaver. You know, and I think that it is for most people. Keyframe animation is one of the most specialized things in all of CG. It takes years to do it. Some people can get it, but there's so many things to doing it well. I personally find it really difficult. So for me, it cuts 90% of the work out because I wouldn't even be able to get close to doing these animations without a mocap suit. I would need a mocap suit. Otherwise, I just wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be kit bashing Mixamo animations or animations that I got from the Motion Library, which is our motion capture store, which has a lot of unique things that aren't on Mixamo, which is why it's nice because you don't want to see the same Mixamo dances all the time that we all recognize. You know, so for me, how much of our animation work gets cut off with Rokoko? It's night and day. It's not even in the same league of how much time it saves me. Moves AI, I think, is super interesting, and it's getting more interesting. You know, but I think there's a lot of problems with it. One is what you see in a lot of Move AI demos. It's not to say that you can't replicate it, but there's going to be a lot of limitations with what you can get from Move AI. Also, what I don't like about it is that you don't have control. I don't like that I have to rely on uploading to a service and that my amount of mocap I can get is capped at a finite amount, right? It's capped at, you pay per minute or per second or something. This was a one-time investment. You know, we do have a subscription plan for some of the advanced features, but I can make 1,000 mocap takes in this suit in one day if I want. Move AI, I gotta wait for it to process. I gotta wait for it to go up. And then at the end of the day, it's like, oh, it didn't look that good. And usually what you don't want to do in mocap, in my opinion, is you want to get to 90% of the way or 85% of the way to your finished product. There's always gonna be cleanup. What you don't want to do is get into a situation where you're fighting against your mocap in your cleanup. And with Move AI, a lot of the stuff that I see is it's going to be even harder to get to the result I wanted than if I just started by hand animating. Like now I'm trying to correct mocap issues, and that's fine on a smaller level, like with what you get with Rokoko or Perception Neuron or XNs or something. You know, but the Move AI stuff, for me, it's not quite there. I think people love it and people get great results with it. So give it a try. There's probably a free demo. I just don't like the lack of control that you don't have. And, you know, there's no question video to animation is going to be where this all ends up. It's just not there yet, in my opinion. Maybe someone from Move AI can come and prove me wrong, because I've seen some amazing things done with it too. It's just not, I don't know. Is it environment friendly? Yeah. So I mean, you know, you need a dedicated router, right? There's normally I work offline. So all I need is a laptop. I need a dedicated router, although the suit technically can generate its own Wi-Fi. I never do that because the Wi-Fi network isn't as strong as a router, you know? So then I bring a battery, I power my router, and I can shoot wherever. In fact, you're gonna get better results in the middle of the jungle probably than you will in my office because there's no metal. And like all inertial mocap suits, Rokoko can be affected by magnetic interference, sometimes to the point where it makes it unusable, which is just an environmental thing, which you can't really fix. So being outside in a clean space is like if I was to say, if somebody were to ask me, how do I get the absolute best results from my mocap? I'd be like, go out into a field and do it there. And so, yeah, you can take it anywhere because it's wireless, right? All you need is a laptop. You need a dedicated Wi-Fi router that isn't connected to the internet, and you're good. Right. Avoid the bears. Or if they come at you, you scratch them. You scratch them. Hey, Shirzad, what's going on? Okay, I want to keep doing more of these, maybe like another diving gunshot. I think I really liked those, and it looks so freaking cool. I wish I had more things because I think I'm gonna hurt myself if I go too hard. Okay, let's try this though. Whew. Yeah, so that flying up into the air is super typical. Again, as I've said many times on this stream so far, it's because it doesn't know that I have foot contact with the ground. So it's something that you could fix. So what if I delete these? Oh, looks so dope. Boom. I gotta shoot right at the end though. I wanna try it again. It's so cool, man. I want to go to a stunt gym. It's so funny, like this. You know, it's the dive, and it's just so great. This is awesome. This is the first time I've really done stunts to this degree. I just never have tried it that much before. Let me try that again, though. Okay. Hey, William, how you doing? Yeah, it looks supernatural. And I mean, this is the sort of thing that would be impossible for me to do. Um, you know, by hand. That's where it saves all the time. Look at that. Let me try a really big jump this time. This is how one hurts oneself. Now, let me back this up. Okay. Oof. Okay, let's try it again. Let's do a calibration. You guys are all watching, and girls, if in case I need some sort of lawsuit on myself. Okay. Oh. Ooh, it's starting to hurt, baby. The software is free. Rokoko, yeah, Rokoko software is free for everyone, but the hardware is not. But we have, I don't think we do any active educational discounts, but we I think if you work for a university, you should reach out to Rokoko directly by making a one-on-one appointment, because they'll also, which you can do on the website for free, we have this awesome team that will talk to you in real time. They'll be wearing a suit. You can ask them about your workflow questions and they'll have the answers. And then, you know, they can talk about educational discounts. I don't think that we have a student discount, but there might be like a educational institution discount or something. I don't know though. I'm not the person to ask. I'm just talking out of my ass. This looks so freaking good. Boom, boom, boom. I like my gun shooting. Jump rope? I can totally jump rope. Jumping rope is easy. I don't have a jump rope, and it's always very important to do your mocap with props, so I can kind of fake it. Jumping rope is the sort of thing that might take some cleanup, but I'm 1,000% sure it'd be easy to do. Here. And so with something like that, if we open up this take, you'll see. So this looks pretty good right here, right? These all look really clean, but I'm moving forward. So there's a great filter called Drift Fix. And again, we try to add as many filters into the software as possible to make cleanup easy. And as you can see, I got a ton of drift. So this is where I started. And it's saying that I ended here, except we know that I both started and ended right in front of the computer. So these points should be the same. So if I just drag end position on to start position, process changes, that should fix that. Front. There we go. Jumping rope. You could, for instance, capture on one comp, share the clips, and yeah, that's true. Yep. Yeah. I mean, and then, you know, I think it's really, I actually think it's really fantastic for students to be able to work with stuff like Mocap, because Mocap used to be really not accessible. But with Rokoko and with Move AI and a couple of these other tools, Mocap is accessible now to a degree. You know, ours is incredibly affordable compared to a lot of things. Why isn't there 12 hours of calibration and processing? So short? Because that's not how we do it. Now, we are starting to play with in Rokoko Studio Beta using AI to increase the accuracy and fidelity of your movements, right? And that might take a little bit more processing, but it won't be 12 hours like these Move AI things or whatever. It'll just be, 40 seconds maybe. But that'll be really exciting. But yeah, it's a good system. I love our system is awesome. It makes it really easy to do this stuff. I'm a believer. I drank the Kool-Aid. And again, I was a customer before I worked for Rokoko, so I used this in my business as a freelancer, and it was great. It was one of the only things in CG that I'd ever experienced where I opened it and it actually worked right out of the box. I just plugged it in and it worked. Yeah, and AI is the future for every industry, and it will be the future for Rokoko, and that's why Rokoko is working on other AI-based things, including, potentially video-based motion capture, which is something we have a spin-off company that does physiotherapy. It works for physiotherapy, and that does video to motion capture already, because you can have it it's an app that goes on your phone. Your physiotherapist, your PT, physical therapist, not physiotherapist, can tell you to do these exercises, and then the app tracks if you're getting enough, if you're getting low enough and stuff. And so we're definitely working on all that stuff. You can, yeah, I can, I don't have the same proportions as a quadruped, so my legs aren't the right size, so it won't look right. I can walk around on my hands and feet like a gorilla or something, but I can't be like a dog. Maybe you could do some clever, you could absolutely do some clever retargeting and get it all to work, but it won't work out the box. Oh, it's so nice to have so much more space. Normally I'm in a tiny little office. So you have to do some cleanup here on the hands, but this stuff looks good. It's just not going to look like a dog because my back legs are way too long. So William, that is going to be possible in Rokoko Studio Beta, and it should be coming out, I don't know when, but it's definitely, I've already seen it in our production, in our dev builds. And so yeah, the idea in Rokoko Studio Beta, which is our new software that we took that's been quite a process to get it to a good place. And the reason it's been quite a process is because we rebuilt the software from the ground up to take advantage of things like having a character in your scene, FBX import into Rokoko Studio, so that you can do your retargeting in Studio. You can do your mocap on a character so you know their proportions, and where your samurai sword is, and you can see that character because characters have different proportions than we do, right? Or that our mocap character does. And so being able to act with your character, for example, in Unreal with some metahumans. And actually, let's just open up Unreal and see what we can do with Unreal, because I just made a nice new Unreal scene. And let's stream to Unreal a little bit. Let's see if we can get a metahuman up and running. Let's see what we can do. And please keep asking questions. Don't last for me. This is the whole reason we do these live streams, is to be here live to answer questions. Metahuman, what is it? Metahuman Studio. So open it up. Last for me. Can you use stilts and other things like that to extend your? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, one of our old employees, they did. They used to do Mike. They used to do workout. He lived in LA, and he was part of a group that would run around LA doing the ape running, and that's how they would work out. They're all stunt guys, because I guess it probably you need specialized muscle groups to be able to do that. So yeah, you can totally do all that stuff. Yeah, let's push this. I know, let's push. Alberto's like, knows all these problems before they even get started. But I actually think it won't be that bad. Let's see, am I live streaming? Okay, so this is our live streaming plugins. Oh, I don't think I saved having my Rokoko receiver in the scene. Do I have a Rokoko? I do have a Rokoko receiver in the scene. Oh, yeah, there it is. Metahuman. Let's reset. And I don't have my facial capture iPhone, but I guess I could get it. I could get it set up. Should we do some Metahuman stuff just for fun? Yeah, this looks dope. Let's, hey. Play, export. So this is all pretty good. I mean, this is not how I would set up Unreal for VTubing because these network problems. But that being said, this is an amazing result. Almost zero lag, probably some microsecond lag, but it doesn't really matter. You know, you just fix your audio input in OBS or whatever. Yeah. Let's open up the face capture here. Where is my iPhone? I don't know if I know where my iPhone is though. Whew. iPhone, oh, it's in here. Boom. Okay, let's turn it on. Let's do some face capture, huh? If this thing has power, which it might not. I forget. Looks like it doesn't. Oh, no, it's turning on. Okay, let's do it. Hold on. So I got my little stand for my iPhone. You know, and let's do some VTubing. Despite our network issues at the beginning, this is now working very well. Here, let me set it up right here. Let me extend this guy. Yeah. There we go. Let's open up our iPhone. Let's get it all connected. So we have a facial motion capture app, and I'm wandering, but I'll fix that in a second. We got to connect to the right Bluetooth, already connected. So if we go into Rokoko Studio, as soon as I open up my app, I'll get this little green dot up here in the corner, connect. And then I'll get a prompt on here, accept. As soon as I do that and I turn on the face capture, hey, there's a face in the scene. So this might start getting really bad because now not only are we doing our mocap over the Wi-Fi, not only are we doing our suit and our gloves, now we're adding in facial motion capture. So that's why you want to normally have a dedicated router, you know, for this sort of thing. I'm going to stop this, go back into Live Link. Oh, it's getting both of us, okay. Hit play. Yeah, there we go, looking good. We can do our calibration pose right here. Tilt the camera up so you can see me. And yeah, looking good. Let's go close up. What up? What up? What up? Works super well. I'm getting this flickering issue with my freaking hair. Super annoying. Wow, it's so little latency. Shake my head. Looks pretty freaking good though. I'm gonna lower this down a little bit. Yeah, so this is what you would do for Metahuman VTubing. There's not a helmet. There is not a helmet for face capture made by anyone. which is very frustrating. Yeah, there's one that's $1,200, but surprisingly, there's no easy way to, so I use a bicycle helmet with a selfie stick that's zip tied to the top, and it's fine. That's what I generally recommend. We also make a chest mount that you can use, which a lot of people love. So yeah, there's a bunch of different kind of options there. Let's go to the mid shot. Woo! Yo! Yeah, yeah, whoa, yeah. And the important thing when you're working with a Mocap helmet is you just need to make sure that you counterbalance it, because iPhones actually weigh a lot. We are working on an Android version, which it will be a 2D solution, which will eventually we'll finish, which is really tough nut to crack. And that you'll be able to use an external camera, and we hopefully will sell hardware that's very lightweight, kind of like Andy Serkis-ish, which will be a big game changer. But yeah, this is it all working, and this is looking really good. We have tutorials for how to get all this stuff set up, so if you want to test it on your own, we have free project files. Just search, go to our channel and look. Yeah, for Android eventually. Unfortunately, it's not quite there yet. Apple, with their proprietary software, has a real stranglehold on the market a little bit. Let's go to the wide shot. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Looking pretty good. And normally, yes, we use ARKit, which is great because it's free if you have an iPhone. Our app is free. If you have an iPhone, you can download our app right now and play around with it. You won't be able to, you might need to get the 30-day free trial for Rokoko Studio for our face capture plan. But yeah. Looks pretty good. Yeah. Woo! Metahuman! Metahuman! Looks great. Okay, so I think, what time is it? This has been good. I'm sweating. It's only been an hour. I kind of want to retarget those jumping gunshots because I think it would just be, I want to see what they look like. So let's do that. Man, I'm happy that the scene is working. Except for these flickering hairs. Alberto, I'm coming to you. I think I need to go into the groom assets and toggle the LOD settings on and off. I'm pretty sure that's what I read on the forums. Well, this is a pretty common problem, apparently. God, metahumans are so awesome. Look at the little danglies. Can I touch them? I have danglies on my sweatshirt with physics. Oh, they're not really moving. Yeah, I think it's shadow problems. I'm using an HDRI. I'm not even using point lights. Okay, peace. On that, close. I'm going to turn off my iPhone, and yeah, let's retarget this jumping mocap that we recorded. Okay, I'm going to unplug. Oof. Virtual shadow maps. Is that in the project settings? I think I saw. Is that a ray tracing thing? I'm gonna look that up. Alberto, the clutch solution. Alberto and Kana. running our Discord, helping so many people. It's amazing. You guys are incredible. Oh, don't want to unzip too low. Okay, I'm just going to swap this guy onto my shirt. And then we're just going to take off, the top of the suit. Yeah. Woo, sweating. Oh, there we go. Okay. So let's get this a little bit better looking. There we go. Okay, and so let's go find some of those takes. Probably the beanie probably doesn't help, but I need it. I need it. It's my safety blanket. Let's see some of these jumping takes. Oh, that's my nada bongs. Oh, that's choking. I should have renamed these as we went. Okay, so I think maybe they were the last couple things we did. Oh, I got a fan. It's just super loud. Oh, this looks so good. I'm very impressed with myself. If I do say so myself, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna say it. Sorry. Oh, okay, this is jumping jack. So this is one that we want. Excuse me. My shirt all open. Okay, this looks great. Let's do some cleanup, which is the first step to any Rokoko project. Cleaning up that mocap is vitally important. These takes look fantastic, despite our initial issues. Basically, this is perfect right out the bat. So something about this garage is freaking magical. God, I turned off auto off on this thing, but it's still turning off. Nice. Blackpill Nation, that's rad. Okay, so that looks great, right? And I'm not gonna really bother with that bit of it. Maybe we'll fix that, but this honestly looks pretty good as is. But typical filters that I will always add are foot IK, and because, which is basically when Rokoko Studio is seeing my foot contact on the ground right here, right? These are representative of foot contact on the ground. When it's seeing these foot contact with the ground, it's saying, do not take that foot off the ground. So I always put on foot IK because it means you won't get foot sliding. Nice. And then the other thing I'm gonna do is add drift fix, because anytime I'm doing a ton of movement around a space, there's going to be drift inevitably. So yeah, so you can see here, look, we know again that I started and stopped this animation at the same point, which is what I always do with my, with my mocap actors. I tell them, go back to your starting point afterwards. And that way, just by making sure that start and end position, right, are overlapping, we started and ended in the same place. It's gonna fix a ton of that drift that we had over time. So now I'm going a little bit straighter, right? It just looks better. So this looks fantastic. I'm gonna export it. Let's call this diving and shooting 01. I will export this with body mesh, my human IK, 100 frames a second, which is what I always do. And I'll hit export. And now let's go and get ourselves a robot. I just found some cool new robots that would be great for this sort of thing. And I just rigged them up. This should be it. Hopefully my Maya is installed. If not, we're gonna have to cut this short. Is Maya installed? Autodesk sign in. Sorry, I'm just signing in off screen. Oh, okay. What is my password? Sending me a code. My code. Boom. We're going to open up Maya. What are we going to do? Do I have Maya installed? I think I do. Maya 2022. Oh, golly, Maya 2023. Do I have Maya? I don't want to use Maya 2023. I kind of want to use Maya 2021. It's loading this. Okay, well, it seems to be working. Unrecognized file type, huh? Open Maya. Unrecognized file type. .ma is an unrecognized file type? Unrecognized file type. Interesting. I think I gotta, do I have Maya 2022? Yeah, I do. What the heck? Don't, okay, how many instances of Maya can I open up at the same time? That's a fun game to play. Almost done. Almost ready. End task. Oof. Okay, Maya 2022 is loading. I don't know why it wouldn't like it. Wouldn't like this project file, but let's see. And if not, I got other project files, or maybe we'll dip into Cinema and just do the retargeting there. Okay. Here's Maya 2022. Open. My computer. Creative assets, models, ETH. Thinking. Oh no, so it's empty. What the heck? Okay, so what about another, Scout Pilot. No, I'm just looking through my models. What do I want to use for this? Oh, that's why. Oh, yeah, sometimes, my computer thinks that my hard drive isn't actually installed. Working mobile. It's tough. Okay, let's try that again. I bet it'll just work this time. Opening it up. Yeah. Who knows? Hey, Mona Lisa, how you doing? Good to see you again. It's not a studio, it's a garage. So drift fix might get added into studio beta. Hopefully it won't have to be. Foot IK is automatically turned on. I don't actually know if there's a way to turn it off, which is, we'll have to add that at a certain point. Yeah, but all that stuff will eventually be added, into beta. Yeah, I know, so much space in here, it's awesome. Okay, so there's been a weird, oh no, it doesn't matter because I'm in Legacy. Never mind. I think we can just import our mocap. Let's import it. Documents, smartsuit studio projects, free mocap, and I'll clean up some of these and put these up online because they're fun. Oh, no, so I do need to do it. There's been some weird namespace issues that have been happening. Maybe I'll do a new tutorial for Maya about these weird namespace issues. But one easy way to fix it is you just go like this, select everything in your scene, I'm going to go up to Windows, General Editors, Namespace Editor. I'm going to add a new namespace. I'm going to call this Robot. Add selected, so this makes, add selected to this namespace. So I have a new namespace. Then I can import my mocap. Oh, golly. Hey, no. Go to Maya. Import my mocap. Documents. Smartsuit Studio, free mocap, export, scene 1, diving. Yep, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to add this to its own namespace. Call it mocap. There we go. And now we won't have a problem when we add in our mocap. So this process that I'm doing right now is we've covered extensively on the channel, mostly because Maya is the way that I work mostly. So there's plenty of tutorials on this if you're curious and you want to know what I was just doing really quickly. I actually think this would be better like with a human, but the camera should stay static. So there's no, so you don't need a camera. You don't need a camera at all. It's all via the suit. So there's no camera needed. I'm just live streaming. Can you go over the weight mapping? I don't even know where the weight mapping layer is, Blackville. That is the level of Maya that I am at. Yeah, AVT, this normally hasn't been a problem with me. Sorry, Blackville. But again, you can download Rokoko Studio for free, and it comes with that sample project. And so you can play around with this stuff on your own. Boom. Yeah, this looks great. Not going to do anything to it. Normally what I would do is bake this to a control rig layer, which I still will do. And then I could do editing, but I don't need to do any editing. This looks fantastic. Yeah, it looks really good. I am going to add a little Butterworth. Yeah, Maya's great for retargeting. It has the special sauce, which is the human IK system, which they purchased and added into Maya in like 2004 or something. So there's a reason why retargeting is so good. In Maya, it's doing a lot of things that a lot of the other programs don't do, which you end up with a lot less foot sliding and things. Not to say you can't combat those in Blender or Cinema, it's just a lot more work, in my experience. Probably not true if you're a Blender master. But Maya has a lot of great things in it, which is why I use it. It's really easy to do this stuff in it once you've kind of gotten the hang of it. So I'm going to select all of my control rig keyframes, and I'm going to add a Butterworth filter to them. And I like to go extreme on the Butterworth. I'm actually going to leave it at 7 because we have so much jumping. If we didn't have jumping, I would do more. But that will make it even smoother. Whoa, boom. Looks freaking awesome. So I'm going to export this out, bring it into Cinema just for funsies. Probably get a crash, but that's okay. No, let's save this in the right place. Let's be responsible creators here. Go into my projects. Unless it doesn't want us to be responsible, I'll just do this later. Robot, shoot, and dive. Yeah, basically that's what Butterworth does as far as I understand. It's basically just changing the curves so that they're smoother, which is something that you can do in Blender as well. And Yeah, it's great. Yeah, it's great. And I think it started in Motion Builder because I think that's how they didn't. Motion Builder existed its own thing with Human IK, and then eventually Maya bought them, and that's how they got all this stuff, I think, integrated into Maya. Because Motion Builder is like the OG mocap software. Yeah, Butterworth is amazing. And nothing like Human IK. And yet nobody has ever been able to tell me exactly why that is. It's just that it's better. I don't know why, but it is. And having worked with a lot of these programs, I mean, again, I think it goes, for me, it's Maya, then Blender is the second best retargeting software. And then it's like, take your pick. It's like they're all bad after that. Cinema's really bad for doing retargeting because it's very difficult to get it onto a control rig and work with layers. And in Maya, you know, if I wanted to do some editing, I could very easily go and like add this to a control layer or an animation layer. And let's say I want the whole time him to be crouched. Boom. Now the whole time he's crouched. Which looks kind of funny, actually. It looks kind of good. I mean, that looks cool. Let's do something with that. Boom, boom. So how about right here? And then right before the jump, he's all crouched down. And then there you go. So that looks even kind of better. Okay, Maya, let's go. Let's not be silly about this. Ooh, got Cinema open, doing things in Maya. Doesn't like it, which makes sense. It's fair, computer. I'm putting you through a lot right now. Got Cinema open in the background. I still don't have After Effects open. That's nice. Ooh, Maya is like, I don't like what you just did to me. Some John Wick shit right there. Anyway, we're not going to do that. I'm not even going to save this. Mocap is, Unreal is getting much better for retargeting with their control rig and stuff. And I think, again, Maya's only the best if you haven't picked a side yet. And so if you know Unreal, that's what you should use. And I'm sure you'd be better at retargeting because you know the interface better and stuff. It has a great control rig. It has animation layers. So you can totally do retargeting in Unreal. That being said, Unreal just, it's trying to do everything and it hasn't made it there yet. I think you're going to run up against other problems in Unreal that maybe you wouldn't run into in Cinema. You can't edit meshes as easily, and there's just other things. Cinema is my main software, so that's what my workflow is I do all my retargeting in Maya, and then I bring it into Cinema for rendering. This is so cool. And the key here is gonna be, let's up these frames per second to 120. Actually, I want to pause my Octane. Boom, boom. So, we full speed it here. And then right here, the slow-mo. And I mean, we should really take this down to 240. And what I should do is, because you get up to, Black Belt Nation, that's the best. Because you get up to 100 frames a second on output from Rokoko Studio, if I change my Maya project file to be in 100 frames a second, I'd be taking advantage of all those extra frames. Here we have some weird interpolation. So let's set this back to 30. Let's get a little camera going here. Let's get in. Auto keyframing. Looks dope. And then what you really want to do is we select this camera, create camera, motion camera, go into the motion camera, add some, some camera shake, add a ton of footsteps. Okay, that's too much footsteps. Don't need those footsteps at all. Let's make this keyframe way longer. Looks pretty good. And you know what we could do? Instead of this, let's throw this guy in a little bit of a cloner. 20, 20. Take off geometry only. This is a much sexier looking floor. Now we can tell that there's motion. Whoa. And then what I would normally do, right, is I would just like, sorry, I got a text. I think we're going to call this stream in a second. Yes. Yes, using a SmartSuit Pro 2, Mocap is wonderful. No way this much polish animation can be done. Yeah, I mean, not by hand. But yeah, normally what I would do is I would group these guys, right? And then to fix this issue, you know, right here, okay. Make sure that I'm in 30. I don't want to get any weird half keyframes. You know, I'd move them up, and if I wanted to have this be really good, I would like do this editing in Maya, right? Yeah. I mean, that looks pretty good. I mean, this looks great. You know what? And I don't like this initial keyframe at all. Let's go back. Pew, pew, pew. Looks awesome. CG Trader. Search ETH05 robot. Pretty good. Mm-hmm. This would be great in Endorphin. Because you would just turn on, you know, right here, you would turn on your ragdoll physics. And then maybe you'd, oh God, Endorphin is so amazing. It can do some things that, it's so frustrating that it's not available. Anyway, this looks so good, and I'm gonna print this out, which is how cool people say export. I'm gonna print it. Print this out and throw this up on our Insta. I might need to get a gun for this guy. Here, let's play this again. Boom, 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 boom. You know, 120, going in increments, 150, 180, yeah, 180. So I don't know how. That's good. Looks freaking dope. That'd be awesome, AVT. Because the cool thing about Endorphin is you can retarget it to anything. It's just mocap at the end of the day. You export out a mocap file, which is like amazing, but it's a mocap file that has physics applied to it. I've been trying to set something up similar in Houdini for a while, and I've never been able to get it to the place that I want. But I want to have a base template that you could do kind of the same thing in Houdini, which I'll do eventually. Let's, do I have a weapon pack? Do I have a weapon? I need a gun. Not a power drill. Do I have a gun? Yeah, I have a gun. Hold on. Let's save this. Robot, dive, shoot. Let's import an amazing Destiny character. If you want some other amazing things, check out Carson Reed's channel. He has all these incredible Destiny models that he and his team have gone and ripped from Destiny, which Destiny is surprisingly cool about. I mean, I don't think you can, like, I don't know if you could use it in a commercial project, but you can certainly play around with it. Oh, it's not even a real gun. It's just the top of a gun. Never mind. Okay, we need a gun. I know I got a gun somewhere. Well, I'll put this mocap up online for everyone, so you can just grab it from there. Does Jinx have a gun? Jinx should have a gun. I don't have her FBX though. Scout, pilot, samurai, Desi-bot, blades, bat sniper. Oh, who's got a gun of you guys? I need a pistol. A lot of these have not pistols. Well, we might call it here, though. This has been a really great stream, super fun. I think maybe we'll do more stunts next week because we got such a great result. And yeah, you know, this was awesome. Thanks for joining, everyone. Super fun one. I'm gonna go, I don't know what, take a shower and ice my back, and we'll print out this little animation. And you know, we'll be back next week, Thursdays, 11 a.m. PST. And take advantage of this this amazing space that I have for 3 weeks. So, okay. See y'all, everyone. Fun to see ya. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you on the next one.